Welcome back to Fed Up Over 50. My name is Susan if you're new here, and I am documenting my journey to lose over 80 plus pounds. Currently, I'm using the Weight Watchers digital app, and I'm just share what works for me, what doesn't work for me, any insights I have. Sometimes I share recipes, and I'm definitely not a doctor or nutritionist or fitness coach, just a personal journey. So it's time for a week 16 update, and I can't believe it's been 4 months already since I started filming this, but I feel like I'm finally getting into a real groove. Now, most of you know I went on my first diet at age 12, and in a few days I will be entering my last year in my 50s and then moving into 60s next year. So, after a lifetime of yo yo dieting and most of my adult life being very overweight to morbidly obese, I decided this was the last time I was going to put myself through a weight loss program. And I either got it right this time or I had to just accept being obese and also accept the consequences that come with that lifestyle. And but the one thing I would have to stop doing is complaining about my weight, complaining to my husband about my weight, talking about how fat I am, being disgusted, being miserable, and all the negativity that comes along with that. That would have to stop. I either accept it or I shut up and do something about it. And that's what I'm doing. I'm shutting up, not really, because now I'm filming this and talking to you, but I'm doing something about it. And that means really working through a lot of mental stuff and the beliefs I've developed and accepted, really dismantling diet culture, just everything. Mindset, beliefs. I'm sorry, my train of thought's a little. We've been having storms for over 5 hours now, so it's just been thunder and lightning. We had tornado warnings. It was a day with mom. It's been actually a couple days with mom. It's been a little rough. So pardon me again. I'm a little losing my train of thought. But yeah, so it's week 16, 4 months in, and I'm just going to get right to it. Now, it was the 4th of July weekend, and yes, I indulged. I didn't go crazy. I planned as much as I could. And really, Friday and Saturday, I was only 157 to 175 calories over my goal of 1,600 calories a day. So really, I mean, I still fit cake in. I had bacon cheeseburgers. I had fries, but I worked the rest of my day around that. So even I have to laugh though because like I've said, I do Weight Watchers digital. And if you're unfamiliar with Weight Watchers, they give you a points value for food. And everybody gets a budget. My daily budget is 23 points, and then I get 28 weekly points to spend as I wish. And also, I accrue activity points through exercise. So, just from the weekend, this is what I get for not wearing my glasses. Okay, I'm back. Hello. Yeah. So I was in the negative for my weekly points by 47. But if you know anything about Weight Watchers, certain foods have super high points values. So, like a piece of cake, I think that was like 16 points. So almost a whole day's worth of points, even though my calories were pretty much right in line. But that's how it goes with Weight Watchers because they go by fat and sugar, and that's how they determine their points values. And that's kind of to discourage you from eating a lot of junk and highly processed foods. But I'm not afraid of those using my weekly points. And I don't freak out now when I don't get a blue dot, which is just you stayed in your points value. Um, I still always look at my overall calories. And if I have a higher day, if I go over my 1600, I just adjust on another day. I am not doing this in a all or nothing mode, which really has made me fail every single time. I get so wrapped up in being perfect and being strict, and eventually I blow it up because who can live like that? I'm trying to find a way to still enjoy myself, and I'm also learning to have more control around food instead of letting food control me. And it's a work in process. And it just takes a moment to stop and think what you're really doing and why you're doing it. And it's a skill you have to learn over and over again. I'm not successful every time, but it's getting better because honestly, I do not want to keep telling myself I'm addicted to food. I don't want food to have any power over me. And like I said, I'm working on it. But even with the high calorie weekends, I reined it in come Monday, Sunday, Monday, and the rest of the week. Today is Thursday. It's my weigh-in day. This will be posting on Friday. I'm down 0.8 pounds. So I still lost weight this week. It wasn't a perfect week. In fact, even my steps are on the lower side. Now my goal is still 8,000 steps a day. And normally I get over 10,000 steps a day or something close to that, but not this week. I mean, I had problems with my foot was bothering me. My sciatic nerve from stress was starting to tweak. And yesterday, you know what? I just took a break. I didn't do any exercise. So any steps I got yesterday, that was just from just having to move on. Sometimes your body is telling you you need a break. And I honored that for a change because I try and usually I force myself. It's like, no, 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 because I'm going to get into a bad streak and then I'm not going to exercise. No, I needed a break. I needed a rest. And that was the first week where I really didn't hit my goal on steps. I did, but I didn't. I like to be over 10,000 a day, but my minimum goal is 8,000, which I met. So still on track with that. So I am down a total of 22.6 pounds in this 4-month period. And again, I've said this in other videos. I'm losing weight much slower than I used to. And actually, it's just working out better because I don't have to be so strict. And yes, it's coming off slower, but you know what? It's coming off, and it's coming off more consistently. And I'm not freaking out and having all kinds of binges. So moving forward for month 5, am I making any changes? Not really. I'm sticking to the plan because it's working. The only thing I'm going to be doing a little different in month 5 is I just got a weighted vest to start wearing when I walk and do my walk at home DVDs, and some little hand weights. They were supposed to all arrive today. Now it's not arriving till next Wednesday. I don't know what happens to Prime in 2 day, but not anymore. But I'm getting that. I'll explain more of that in a future video when I have all the stuff I need. I just want to challenge my body a little more. My cardiovascular is getting great, so I really have to start pushing myself to get my heart rate up. So one of the things is to help that out is I got the weighted vest and the little hand weights, and also it's supposed to be great for bone density. So I'll get into that more probably in the next video once I have the equipment. And so the diet's staying the same. My exercise is staying the same. My resistance training, I will be adding the vest. And then moving forward as far as my content, I want to keep these weekly updates shorter. So I'm going to start making separate videos, what I eat in the day. And I wanted to do that for this week, but I'm not used to having a camera in my hand and filming what I do and cooking. So really when my husband and I looked at the material I had, it was subpar. So I'm going to start doing very specific video, cooking, prepping. And my first one is actually going to be all plant-based. And not that I'm planning to go back plant-based. I did that years ago, Whole Foods plant-based. But I do want to revisit eating more vegetables, and some good stuff. And having days where I give my body a break from the fats and the meat. But I still plan on being an omnivore. But I want to explore that. And I know there's a few people that have left comments before that, and they follow the whole food, plant-based diet. And I don't want to leave anybody out. I know I've been doing what I eat in the days, and you see me eating yogurt, and you see me eating chicken and cheese. But I don't want to leave anybody out who may be vegan or maybe whole food plant-based. And so the first one I'm going to do is a full day eating whole food plant-based, and the original rules: no meat, no dairy, no oil. And I'm also going to make sure I don't use any vegan fake cheese or fake meat substitutes. It's going to be real whole foods. I got a couple recipes planned out already. Got to do some shopping and get that filmed over the weekend. And we're going to start with that. And in the future, if there's any kind of foods you're interested in, or eating styles, or anything you'd like to see regarding cooking, lunches, breakfast, dinner, snack ideas, low carb, vegan, just let me know in the comments, because I'd like to, I really want to get more creative with this. And because the accountability of filming these videos, I think that's another key too, knowing, sometimes I'm having a rough moment. I'm like, yeah, what are you going to say on Thursday? What are you going to say on Thursday? And it just brings me back into my body and rational thought. And it's really helping me out. So and if you've made it this far through the video, I really appreciate you being here. And if you're liking this content and would like to see more, please hit the notification bell, like, subscribe, comment, and feel free to share. And I'll see you soon. Have a great week. Bye-bye.